How are y'all doing? So today on Green Card Guys TV, I like to share with you, answer some questions. So you're welcome to drop down in the comment section any of your own concerns. It might not be about today's topic, and that's completely okay. But today's question is there a visa for emotional abuse? And the answer is yes. It's called VAWA. So if you happen to be in the United States, and you've gone through some kind of abuse, it does not have to be physical. It can be done by something called VAWA, Violence Against Women Act. Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice immigration law in all 50 states of America and here to solve your immigration problem. Thanks for joining. I was supposed to start 30 minutes ago, but I was in a meeting getting things done for y'all. So we've had a lot of success recently. I like to say all the time, fortunately, knock on wood. Welcome to the show, folks. Again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to drop in the comments. And of course, if it gets a little too sensitive of confidential in that sense, welcome to give us a call. Happy to answer any questions. Our cares team will do their best to qualify you for a free 15 minutes. I'm sorry, folks. I used to have it free for everyone, but my team told me that I started to look a little tired. So I'm trying to prevent that from happening with my team, my premier associates as well. So if you're qualified, then they're happy to schedule you for free 15 minutes. So please share some answers with them. They're going to guide you through and walk you through to see if you're qualified in that sense. Now, of course, it does not mean that you have to hire us or anything. We're just trying to point you in the right direction. Sometimes our cares team are able to point you in the right direction in the sense that in some scenarios we have created guides, like a free PDF essentially, where you could use that information and assist yourself in that situation. But of course, even after reviewing the guide and you're like, well, I still need to actually talk to a lawyer, absolutely happy to do that. Okay. But in some scenarios, we do have to charge a consultation fee, but we're really trying to do it for free. Okay. In terms of preliminary discussion. Now, to get down to it, all right, folks. Oh, Rich, I saw your comment. Great, wonderful. So, Rich is one of our clients. We filed a mandamus lawsuit for his asylum case. Thank you, Richard. Glad you've joined and share the great news. Yeah, we just had wow, talk about timing. I believe we just filed your lawsuit maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, and we seem to get really great success, even more so with filing mandamus lawsuit based on asylum delays. Okay, in general, for any case type, there's delays all throughout the every type of case, throughout the stage. So it could be you could be waiting for the interview, like Rich, and in Rich's situation, usually asylum, depending on the region of the country, we try to say like roughly wait at least 3 years, okay, before you file a lawsuit. So I'm so happy for Rich. I think I just emailed you the other day, right? Yeah. So get in touch with asylum attorney. I think Brian Manning is one of those that you may want to consider first. All right. So we'll be in touch, Rich. Thank you so much. Glad to hear that for you. Hey, Yamaha, I'll answer your question in a second. So yeah, great news. Mandamus case, we'll cover that a bit more in a second. But in terms of VAWA, folks, for people who, if you have been verbally abused and just, I don't want to call it nagging, that's different, right? But if it's verbal abuse, it could be related to finances. Okay, there's something called like the power of violence, and it includes emotional verbal abuse. And it doesn't mean that you have to call 911 and have the police put them in jail because of emotional abuse. In fact, I can't speak for police, but they might not do that, right? So this is more about you need to seek support, maybe through a nonprofit agency. Find a psychologist, psychiatrist, a therapist, counselor. There's so many different titles. Find the one could be best for you, and we can use that evidence, all right, for USCIS, all right, for the immigration agency. Now, it's very important that you get that taken care of and seek help for yourself, all right? Because unfortunately, we can't depend on others. Now, of course, if you're listening to this show and you know of someone who is in a situation that you think, just based on your interaction, limited interaction with that person, that they probably need a little help in that sense, like maybe guide them and give them a referral to a counselor or therapist. Then, if you see something, say something, basically. That's a saying that I learned from New York City when I lived there for a bit through law school. And that's usually in the subways, actually. And there's, of course, a crap ton that happens in New York City. So anyways, yeah, please offer a extended hand. And this, just in general, you don't know if that person has immigration status or not. But, especially in the pandemic, a lot more people have been suffering abuse in general, just for the nature of feeling like you have to be stuck together in a home or wherever you live. Um, this also doesn't have to be, so VAWA is for family based, right? If it's like and it doesn't have to be your spouse. It could be, number one, it could be your child as an adult or as a minor child. Okay, so they can't be younger than 18 or older than 18 or 21. Okay, the USCIS does not make a restriction in that sense or limited based on the age, and that is helpful because these days, whew, with I don't even think pandemic has to do much about this, how children or adult children or younger are acting, but it's definitely a serious concern. Everything I see on social media, so I try not to personally see as much social media. So thanks for being on social media to follow us and watch these videos. Um, but yeah, it could be child, it could be a spouse, but also it could be your parent. So if you're in a situation that your parent has verbally abused you or physically abused you, and unfortunately we hear a lot of that more so with like step parents or foster care or adoption. So I mean, fortunately, everything I've seen through adoption in family court, when I helped with family cases before, um, and physically in court, I would see, it's really great. Ceremony is great for adoption. Everyone's happy. And I really hope that everything works out for them. Right. But sometimes we hear of a situation where the adoptive parent just kicked them out. Right. So that is, that can help. All right. But we need, in terms of immigration case, okay, for VAWA. So if you're in a situation, you read something online and you're like, I don't think I'm qualified, but there could be something, right? Don't shoot yourself short, in that sense. Don't cut yourself off short. Give us a call. All right. Well, that's what attorney's for, to help you strategize, find a strategy plan for you. And we're happy to do that. All right. And so on that note, yeah, just these are tips to help you get over that hump. Okay. And then even if you find out that you are legally qualified for a case to file, don't wait. Don't wait, okay? Because there is a cutoff time, at least for VAWA, all right, when you've divorced your spouse, at least, which it doesn't require that you have to be married. You can be divorced, but there's a cutoff time, all right? So don't wait. As soon as something happens, you really should call a lawyer. Or again, if you know of a friend who's going through divorce, not to say you have to pry into their personal life, but just trying to point them in the right direction. All right, let's see here. So I can go tips all day on that, on any case type or situation, but yeah, drop any comments or questions in here. We're happy to help. Let's see here. Messy, you say that I wish I had you for my case. You've been following a long time. Yeah, Messy Emmanuel. Yeah, I appreciate you following. Yeah, you definitely don't have to hire us. Maybe you've already paid all the money to your current lawyer. But yeah, we just had a consult the other day. They have a current lawyer and they have a court case that was originally scheduled for a couple of years out. So it's supposed to be 2025, but it just got bumped up to next month for an individual, for a trial. And he thinks, based on the kind of limited information, conversations they've had, that he doesn't think his lawyer is the right fit anymore. And that happens, if, especially in the workplace, if you have to lead a team, the people that get you somewhere might not be the same people that take you to the next step. So in a sense, it's kind of like a legal case. So again, Messy, not, or anyone in Messy Emmanuel's situation, you don't have to hire another lawyer, but if you want to at least have a consultation strategy session to just make sure, because your legal status is on the line. So, and we offer it for free for 15 minutes. All right. So, in most scenarios, we're able to provide that strategy, but sometimes we're not, right? Sometimes, like any advocates like ourselves, we like to just push the needle and try to get you find a way. And sometimes we're not able to find that way um, because maybe something's not available, right? And if something a pathway is not available, we're upfront with that. We tell you as soon as possible. We say, hey, we've done some research and we just couldn't make it happen, right? The law doesn't allow for it. And so, and even if we tell you no now, you could be eligible for something 2 years from now. Hey, appreciate the heart. So anyone that appreciates how we share value and share information to you, please smash the heart button. Or if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, please click the likes or the thumbs up. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, Messi, we have our phone number down below. I think on the description box, or you can find us on greencardguys.com. Let me see if I could type it in real quick. Okay, this is on Instagram, and I'm typing it on. You can find our phone number there. All right. We have a couple different phone numbers, so it's difficult for me to remember which one, to be honest. But yeah. Oh, and if you did get value, also, please go to reviewtinglaw.com. We greatly appreciate it. Our team appreciates it. We do provide them. Our leadership team provides them prizes at the end of the month. So they're very happy when they help people out. Am I available to talk after my live? Unfortunately, I'm probably not, because I have a meeting at 1 o'clock and I have to work on cases, unfortunately, in that time period. But I'm sorry, not to say unfortunately. I'm happy to work on cases, of course. What I mean is just timing wise. So, but give us a call, okay, Messi, and then maybe someone can schedule you. Typically, how it works in terms of that is that you'll get scheduled with one of our premier associate attorneys. So right now, it's Terry and Ariana until we continue growing the team. But if you want to speak with me directly and just cut to the chase, we do have a paid consultation fee for me, and I think it's $199. So, but my team is equally qualified. Okay. In fact, I want to hire people that are smarter than me, actually. Okay. So hopefully that helps. All right. But after you talk with them, I do review cases with them. Okay. To verify everyone's, good to go. The strategy is correct. But I appreciate that. Thanks, Messi, for asking. All right. Eric, go to Yamaha. You asked for pro bono. We usually help promote pro bono cases. Pro bono, if y'all don't know, it's for free, essentially. We don't charge attorney's fees. We usually do that for domestic violence cases, not for mandamus. But happy to take a look. Okay, Yamaha. I think you messaged on YouTube before. So, but yeah, it's mostly for people who have been, because we do get a lot of requests from the nonprofit that I help out with here in Houston. Let's see here. Eric F, you asked Rich on what basis to file asylum. So I don't think he's going to divulge on what basis for asylum itself. Even I don't know, to be honest. I don't help with the asylum part. But unless you're asking about what basis for the mandamus itself, in general, it's based on unreasonable delay, which is essentially mandamus. Okay, but there's other cause of action that we include in there, but essentially it's unreasonable delay that we focus on. So there's a bunch of people in that situation that need help. Okay. And there's different situations, even with asylum. If you have a child, whether in the US or outside US, and you have asylum package or application filed for several years ago, your child's about to age out. Okay. They're about to turn 21. Then, you can't wait like 3 months before your child turns 21 and then file mandamus. Like you can, but because usually we get the interview within 2 months time, but that doesn't mean the interview date, but that doesn't mean the interview date will be within 3 months of the actual lawsuit filing. So if you want to time it right as possible, if it's been at least 3 to 4 years and you're waiting for an asylum interview and your child's about to turn 21 next year, I'd, I'd probably get on your horse and get ready. Give us a call, or any other law firm. But we're happy to. It'll be our pleasure to assist you. Um, but just wouldn't keep waiting and waiting. Like, y'all know, if you're joining live and you heard me talk about these kind of cases, again, it doesn't have to be asylum only. It could be pretty much any other case type usually. But the waiting 4 years, 3 years is not for every case. Let's say it's like adjustment of status, and you waited at least 15 months from filing. It's time for a lawsuit, okay? Because these days we just got one approved. Here's a success story, folks. We just got one approved, I believe, 1 or 2 weeks ago for a green card, marriage green card, in 6 months. That is unheard of, okay, until recently. It is unheard of. So USCIS is doing something internally for the newer cases that have been filed to get it done sooner. Now, I can't say that everyone who files now is going to get it done, get it approved, or even a decision in 6 months. I like to believe it's our proven checklist that works, okay? And we have a checklist because we know what we're doing, okay? We know exactly what we're doing. Our law firm, our team has experience to help you. So if you had a choice between Uncle Bob or your auntie, Aunt Sally, or your neighbor, because they have experience before doing this for someone else or themselves, but you're thinking you want as smooth process as possible, you should probably speak with a lawyer. Okay? It doesn't have to be our law firm. It'd be our pleasure to assist you, but you really need to speak with a lawyer. It's kind of like having surgery. If one doctor said you need to have surgery, I'm going to talk to a couple more surgeons that have experience also to make sure that they also recommend surgery, okay, before I have to be under the knife. So in a way, legal status, applying for legal status is the same way. You're fighting for your life, because if you don't get legal status, and USCIS has been waiting, I mean, USCIS has visited your location where you live, and just because one spouse is not there, that doesn't mean they should deny you, right? But we prepare for people who have lack of evidence in these kind of scenarios. Now, fortunately, because every client has followed our checklist and worked with us to be thinking outside the box, we haven't had to worry about our own client having a site visit by a USCIS officer. Okay, knock on wood. We've helped people who had received like a notice of intent to deny after they had a site visit. We're happy to help in those situations after they had that, right? And some people, fortunately, no one's come to us about a fake case, a fake marriage case, which if you're thinking about a fake marriage case, don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay? Even if you think you can give, I don't even know if you would call this a white lie, but don't think you can do it. These officers are trained, folks. They know what they're looking at. Blessings, Marlon. Nice to see you again. Thanks for joining. Marlon, you say, Sir John, if a person makes a visa appointment, then withdrawals, does it still store in the consular embassy records? Oh boy, Marlon, hopefully you're not in this situation. But yeah, if your name is on any of these documents, which they would be, then yeah, it's all in public record. I mean, not like I could just look online, but if you're wondering, like, immigration would know about it, yeah, they could see it. But that doesn't mean it would prevent you from filing again through another sponsor in the future, or if you're sponsoring someone else. I don't remember if you're the ones, the sponsor or the beneficiary applicant. But yeah, and I think you're abroad. Sorry. I guess I thought I was done with my cough. So let's see here. Okay, switching over to Instagram. Lost Millennium, you've been waiting for over 30 months already. Can I do anything? What kind of case do you have? What did you file? It just depends on that, at least, and where in the country did you file it? Okay, Lost Millennium, hopefully you're still on. And then back to YouTube. All right, I should be sticking around for at least another 10 minutes here before I head to another meeting. Let's see here. Yamaha, you really need help. You can pay as much you can. Struggling so bad. We're happy to help. We're happy to chat with you. Okay. Um, we can't guarantee that we can accept your case, Yamaha, but we're happy to chat with you to make, first of all, just make sure that mandamus lawsuit is the right plan for you. But we're happy as a team, our leadership team, our business team can see if they could offer pro bono or low bono type case. It just depends. But give us a call. I think somewhere you said that you did give us a call. All right. I don't know what your real name is, but if you have filled out the form on our website, greencardguys.com, and you click on take a quiz, it'll take you to our contact page and take you straight to, just our form, answer a few questions, and you have the ability to self-schedule depending on the case. All right. So hopefully we can help. All right, Lost Millennium, you've been waiting 30 months for a marriage case. You're gonna give us a call. Happy to help. We're available. I think we're available until today, Monday, usually 7 p.m., but today 6 p.m., I believe, Central Time. So, but the fast way, if you just want to answer a couple of questions on our website, if you're at work, for example, go to greencardguys.com and there's a button on the top section somewhere, take a quiz or verify eligibility. That'll fast track some things for us. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Happy to help you, Lost Millennium. Okay, cool. Friends, we are just trying to we're all about speed here because I know that some people that call in and say like, I haven't heard from my lawyer in like a month, and you call them, you email them multiple times. We get it. We get it. Time is of the essence, especially when you've been already waiting so long, like Lost Millennium for 30 months. For Rich earlier, Rich K from earlier with asylum delay, interview delay for several years. And then it's time to move on, folks. Time to get going. Okay. Not to say that a lawyer can be available the same day you call, but sometimes the next day or later in the week or next week. Okay. But sometimes you fill out a form on a lawyer's website and it's crickets, and you're like, man, I really want to talk to that person. I've been helping other lawyers and their form does not work. After you click submit, you don't even know if the form, your answers went through, or they don't even have a form. They don't even have an appointment box on their website to schedule a consultation, whether it's for free or paid. I get it. There's a lot of lawyers say they want to charge a consultation fee. I get it. But our mission is to help you, guide you, live and work in America legally. And that might not require representation from us, right? So we realize that there's some scenarios where we send you a free guide, we share a couple free tips, and you're good to go. You might not need us or any lawyer. So we have a different mindset in helping people. But folks, if you're eligible for something, you need to have the mindset to take action also. Okay. Y'all got to get going because there's a lot of people who are eligible for something right now. And then folks, I wish y'all the best to have a perfect marriage and there are no issues. Okay. But that percentage is not 100%. All right. So if your spouse, who's a U.S. citizen or resident, is willing to sponsor you and you had that conversation, don't wait, folks. And again, it does not have to be my team. It could be someone else's law firm. Again, we appreciate it. Will be our pleasure to assist you, but y'all got to take action. All right. Don't be waiting. All right. Because a lot of people life happens. You get busy. You have children. I just hope no one gets a divorce, but that's when I didn't advertise divorce in Dallas before. I handled over 100 divorce cases before I fully focused on immigration. 100 divorce cases in a few years, and I never advertised for it. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea. Divorce is pretty high in America because we make it flexible to get a divorce, right? But so anyway, yeah, that's a tip for anyone who's and just like Lost Millennium situation, I hope everything's the best for y'all. But I've even had a friend from college. He hired a law firm. I wasn't a lawyer yet. He hired a law firm in Dallas, and he said that the process was slow back then. And it's for fiance. They weren't even married yet. And now he's married to someone else. That's great. Things happen for a reason. But because the visa case took too long, whether it's because the government and or the law firm, who knows? But then the relationship deteriorated. So that's what we're about, not the deterioration. It's about sharing expectations. We want y'all to know, whether it's for marriage case, fiance, or investor case, we want to share with you the expectations of timing. Now, look, of course, we can't control the government. We can't control the immigration agency, USCIS, the Department of State. But the point is that you receive information to know more likely when the next step is going to happen. Okay. So we have the mindset with that mindset, our mission and customer service. We really try to streamline things for y'all. So that even so much so that you don't even have to call us for that information, that we make it readily available for you from week one. Okay. I can't say day one because then otherwise day one, you're going to get way too many emails. But we do, after you're on board with us, what it looks like is that you'll receive an email every day for tips on how to best work with our team and for us to work with you. All right. We call that onboard email campaign, basically, I guess you could say. But all the information is also on our website that you can't see right now, but it is available when we send you the first email. Like you'll see the link and it has all the information there. But of course, the daily email is for 10 days. Okay. It's not like every day when you're with our team, but at least for the first 10 days gives you a lot more information on what to expect. Okay. How to ask questions, because some people end up getting frustrated at the end of the case, even though it got them successful result, but they're like, well, heck, John, y'all didn't update me as much as I hoped for. So we make it available. We extend an opportunity for you to self-schedule an appointment. Okay. We really recommend you self-schedule, because that way, if you call in, that attorney or our assigned premier attorney to your case or our premier paralegal might not be available the day you call. So it's always better to self-schedule appointment so that we can make sure it's on our calendar and we chat with you that day. If it's something you think you could email us, we make that available too. And we're not like other law firms where you're probably trying to figure out whose email address to send your question, or even if it's an update. Maybe you get the RFE first before the lawyer, which tends to happen. Maybe it's like one day before or something. But you want to make sure that we want to make sure that's an easy way for you to contact us. So you can self-schedule is number one. You can email us, or you fill out a support ticket. Okay. So when you sign up as a client, you're going to get a link to the support page. And so anyway, so like if you want to change your address, and I don't know why, but maybe you can't find our email address for some reason, which if you go to the support link, you'll probably find our email anyway. But what we do is we go full circle. We want to make sure that no client falls under the cracks in terms of communication. All right. So even though you can easily email us, we just have this extra step, or not step, but extra pathway. So to make sure that you don't fall into the cracks. Okay. In terms of communication. It's very important. Most law firms don't think like a tech company in that sense. So hopefully that helps. All righty, folks. So if no one else has any questions for now, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Y'all have a good one. Take care.